Okay, so for us to draw our angles, we are using a protractor as we did yesterday, but I'm going to show you exactly how to use the protractor to make it a lot easier for you to save us making the mistakes that we made yesterday, some of us. So for example, if we are drawing an acute angle, so if we look at 45 degrees, so it's 45 degrees less than 90, so we know it's going to be smaller than a right angle. First thing that we would do is to draw our line. Now, our centre point we have here, we're always going to put this at the right hand end so that our line lines up with 0 on the outside. Makes it a lot easier to count on the outside because we can see all of the little notches there. So we're looking for 45 degrees. So we would count around the outside, 10, 20, 30, 40, halfway between 40 and 50 here is 45. So draw our dot, and then we can join up the two lines to create our vertex. Draw our angle arch, and here is our 45-degree acute angle. Now if we were drawing an obtuse angle, exactly the same process. For example, if we're looking for 110 degrees. Now remember that obtuse angles are always larger than 90 degrees, so it would never look similar to this one. It's always going to be more than 90 degrees. Okay, so again we would draw our line and place our centre point at the right hand end of the line to make sure that we have our line lined up with 0 on the outside left. So we're looking for 110 degrees. So we would count 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So here is our right angle. Again, it's obtuse, so we know we need to keep on going past 90 degrees. So 90 degrees, 100 degrees, 110 degrees. So we would do our point, join up our two lines, and here is our angle arch, 110 degrees. Now, when we are drawing a reflex angle, it can be a little bit trickier to do it with one of these half-turn protractors because it only goes to 180 degrees, and as we know, reflex angles are always larger than 180 degrees. So we do have a different type of protractor, which is a full circle protractor, 360 degrees, that we can use for reflex angles to make it a lot easier. So if, for example, we were looking for 196 degrees, we know that's going to be a reflex angle because it's bigger than 180. So once again, we would just draw our line. Now, just as we would normally put our centre point here at the right hand end, we have a centre point, as you can see, just here in the middle of this protractor as well. So we line up that centre point with the right hand end of our line, and as you can see, our line here is just resting on the 0 on the left hand side. Now on these protractors, some of them you do have these turny things with an arrow on that can help you to follow which angle we are looking at. If you don't have one of these, or if you prefer to, you can still just count around with your pencil, that's fine. So we're looking for 196 degrees. So we know that we need to go all the way past 90 because it's bigger than a right angle. We also know we need to go all the way past 180 because it's bigger than 180 to be a reflex angle. So if 180, here's our straight line. And then we would go again 180, 190, and then we can count 195 and one extra tiny little notch here would be 196. So we join together our two lines to create our vertex. And remember, with a reflex angle, it is around the outside rather than the inside that we draw the angle arch. And we have our 196 degrees.